And the FDA has launched an investigation into the materials inside organic and non-organic tampons after a study found traces of heavy metals in them.
Yeah, kind of an alarming study for a lot of females out there. Here to break down the study and what harms this could present to your body, we welcome our 9 Health expert, Dr. Payal Kohli. Dr. Kohli, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, guys. I was very alarmed to see this study.
I mean, we all rely on this once a month, so this is really scary. Tell us more about these metals that were found in tampons.
Yeah, so we found lead and arsenic. So they looked for 16 different metals, over 30 different types of tampons, different brands, organic and non-organic. There should really be none of these heavy metals in these tampons. So it was surprising to us to find this. In fact, some of the concentrations of lead were 10 times what they would be even in the safe drinking water. So this was the first time someone has actually systematically looked at these types of personal care products to discover something like this.
What about this did you find particularly concerning?
I think 2 things. One, the fact that no one had looked before. And then this is something that, as you said, most women are using, over-the-counter products that we're not regulating. And second, really trying to understand, well, okay, if they're in the tampons, does that mean that they're actually absorbing into the body? Because if you think about the vagina, it's one of the thinnest parts of our body, and it's a mucous membrane. So it's just like our mouth. It's very different from our skin. It's designed to absorb materials effectively into our bloodstream. So if you've got a cotton tampon sitting in there for 8 or 10 hours and it's got heavy metals that may be leaching into the vagina. We don't yet know, but if they are, they could very quickly get into your bloodstream. And some of these metals are actually associated with reproductive harm, such as lead, for example.
That's awful. Can you talk a little bit about how the FDA is going to investigate this?
So they're going to do a couple of things. First, they're actually going to independently corroborate what they found in the tampon. So look at different manufacturers, different types of making the tampon, and try to decide how are these getting lead and arsenic, and are they getting contaminated, or is it something about the manufacturing process? The second, which I'm really excited about as a doctor, is to do that, what we just discussed, is it actually getting into the bloodstream? So they're going to do studies on absorption through the vaginal wall of these heavy metals so that we can really understand, is it just in there and stays in there, or is it actually causing harm to us?
Well, let's be honest about it. In the meantime, while all these studies are going on, which is great that they're doing this, what should women do?
Yeah, so I think if you're a woman who's worried, because we don't yet know, it's still such a big question mark, you might want to think about an alternative way during your menstrual cycle. Obviously, the safest being sanitary pads or napkins, which are external to your body, so they can catch the menstrual flow. But Erica just mentioned menstrual cups as well. So maybe talk to your obstetrician. If you have a latex allergy, you can't use those, but those would be devices. Again, they sit inside the vagina. So how the absorption of that plastic or silicone works inside your vagina is still a bit of a question mark. But I'm just glad that the FDA has now started looking at things like this, like personal care products, which so many of us use on a daily basis.
Right, absolutely. And we don't have a lot of time, but one last question. For the first time, the CDC issued some new guidelines for pain management for women that get IUDs. That's been something that's been really painful for some folks. So what is your thoughts on that?
I am so excited about this because for the longest time, we have not taken pain in women seriously. And to me, I'm shocked that it took such a long time coming because some women can be very sensitive. It is a procedure. And so the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology hopefully will now listen and issue some formal guidance, whether that's just something like a Valium or something heavier. But women who are getting an IUD should have the option to get something for their pain control, should have a discussion of it beforehand and not be caught off guard thinking that it's a painless procedure when in fact it can be painful.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and talk about this. Very concerning on all fronts.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kohli.
And you can find all of Dr. Kohli's appearances at 9news.com/Dr. Kohli.